On this week's show, Liberty quarterback Kaidon Salter receives national recognition, and Brandon Bishop opens up about his rekindled relationship with his father.
Plus, LU field hockey is Big East regular season champs, and we'll see how Luke Eberle is making an impact off the pitch. Flame Central starts now.
You'll be remembered for what you do in November. I stole that line from somewhere, but it's certainly true for Liberty Athletics as we come down the home stretch of the fall sports season.
Yeah, we'll talk about that and also look ahead to hoops. So much to get to on this week's Flame Central. He's Matt, I'm Emily, and we're thankful that you decided to spend some time with us today.
Yeah, we sure are. We're thankful for Liberty football's start to the season as well. 8-0 to begin the year, and quarterback Kaidon Salter has been a huge reason for their success. For his play, Salter received some conference and national recognition this week. The quarterback was named the CUSA Offensive Player of the Week following his performance against Western Kentucky. It's the third time this season he's received that honor. He also earned honorable mention honors for the Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Award Player of the Week and the CFPA FBS National Performer of the Week. And Salter has been named one of 35 quarterbacks to the Davey O'Brien list, which puts him in the running for the National Quarterback of the Year award. All that to say, Salter's tracking towards one of the best seasons by any quarterback in Flames history.
We'll stay on the gridiron for our next story. There seems to be a special connection between a father and a son. That was the case from an early age for transfer safety Brandon Bishop, who followed in his father's footsteps with a love for football. But through the years, the two went on a journey that turned a rocky relationship into an unbreakable bond.
I was praying that God give me another chance to talk to my dad again and, tell him I love him. And that, how much I need him and how much I care about him. I grew up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I played football ever since I was 4 years old. And I've always just been around football. Growing up, my dad always used to take me to LSU camps, and I was always around the LSU players. And, I just fell in love with it. It was just like, I'd say it was love at first sight. That's what I would say. I just fell in love with the game.
Eventually, Brandon's father would reach the highest level of the sport.
My dad played in the NFL, and he got drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he played 6 or 7 years in the National Football League.
But Brandon would discover at a young age that being the son of an NFL player would bring its challenges.
Growing up with a dad in the NFL was always kind of tough because you kind of have like a target on your back as how they perceive you. My relationships with my dad has always been kind of rocky throughout my life just because of how hard he was on me, my brother, and my sister. He put a lot of pressure on us. It affected our relationship, and going into college, we didn't really speak my first couple years in college.
Then, in the summer of 2022, while a football player at Louisiana, Brandon would receive news that would change everything.
I got a call from my brother, and he told me that my father had shot himself. And so I told my coaches at the time that I had to go back home because, I wasn't on great terms with my father at that time. My head was spinning that whole ride, I would say. Everybody's calling me, telling me, your dad's not gonna make it. Some people were telling me that he passed away. I was praying that God give me another chance to talk to my dad again and, tell him I love him and that, how much I need him and how much I care about him. And then when I got to the hospital, the doctor took me into a room and said that your pops is not gonna make it. I stayed in that hospital. I stayed in Tuscaloosa for I'd say 2 weeks. Just kept faith. Each day he progressed. He got better and better each day. And, I just kept on praying that he would make it out. And, he did. And it's turned out for the best.
As his father recovered, Brandon would be gifted a second chance at rekindling their relationship. but it would also give him a chance to further his trust in his Lord and Savior.
I've always been religious. I've always been a Christian, but it wasn't until the things that happened with my father where I really got honed in on really like feeling and believing it. And that's when I really, felt the presence of God, just because when, getting that call and being told by the doctor that your father's not gonna make it, that's what made me really like tell myself, God is real, man. Like, he's real.
Today, Brandon is a safety for the Flames. His biggest fan, his father.
Battiato takes a shotgun snap hip high, looking over the middle, throws it that way. The receiver is open and knocked away by Brandon Bishop.
A shared passion for football and a revived love for each other has led to a promising future for a father and a son.
Thanks to Caleb Smith for producing that story. All right, let's head over to the pitch where the Liberty women's soccer team had 8 players earn all-conference honors, headlined by Rachel DeRuby being named CUSA Midfielder of the Year and Ainsley Leha named Conference Goalkeeper of the Year. But before those honors were handed out, LU first had to close out the regular season against Louisiana Tech. And it would be a tough day for La Tech. Let's start here. Bulldogs goalkeeper and defender just casually passing it back and forth. Oh! Somehow they forgot about Ava Goodman. Watch the goalie kick the post. That's my favorite part there. 1-0 Liberty. Later, Goodman, she would be at it again. This time her second of the day. What an offense they've had at times this season. And the defense is solid. Ainsley Leha, we told you, goalkeeper of the year. Watch this stifling defense. Woo! Taking it away. This one all LU. 4-1 the final. With the win, Liberty locks in the 2 seed in the CUSA tournament.
Hey, Matt, we're also approaching tournament time for men's soccer. It's been an up-and-down season for the Flames. They finished the regular season with a 9-6-2 overall record. Those 9 wins are the most by a Flames team since they won 10 back in 2017. It's also the most wins in a season since head coach Kelly Finley took charge of the program 5 years ago. In Ohio Valley Conference play, Liberty compiled a 4-4-2 record, so they'll take the number 3 seed heading into the conference tournament on Sunday.
Staying with Liberty soccer, the Flames have been led in scoring this season by senior Luke Eberle. But there's a whole lot more to him than the box score will tell you. Eberle is a young man living on mission. And a few years back, he found a ministry that's become close to his heart while focusing on the feet.
Luke Eberle. He's the type of guy that you're happy he's on your team.
He swings it in towards net, and he drills it. Eberle. Opportunity now for Liberty. Centering ball, and Eberle has the equalizer.
Looking dangerous, holding on to it, to the middle, the shot, goal!
Eberle, and once again, second time today, Luke Eberle, right place, right time.
I have been playing soccer for probably 15 years. I really grew up playing on teams that maybe weren't the highest caliber or didn't have the name behind it or the reputation. But I just enjoyed who I was around. I enjoyed my team and the coaches that were impacting me. So in those different times in my life, that was really the important thing for me.
You see, this is the reason why you want Luke Eberle on your team. Yes, his goal-scoring ability is nice, but it's the servant heart of Luke and the way he uses his platform as a Division I soccer player that makes him so special.
Soccer is a universal language that everyone can get behind. My grandma used to always say, if you throw a soccer ball out, and in most countries in the world, just kids will come out of nowhere and start playing. So it's just a really special sport. So it's opened doors in areas like that.
Another way the sport has opened doors for Luke was introducing him to an organization based out of Charlotte called Samaritan's Feet, a small nonprofit which seeks to use shoes as the avenue to share the gospel. Back in the summer of 2021, Luke would have the opportunity to volunteer for an event.
And we basically just did a little bit of shoe packing at their warehouse, getting things organized to send shoes off to a different country.
Another part of his experience was to wash the feet of the individual receiving the shoes.
It's really just I would describe it as very humbling and humbling service to someone that is usually not really expecting. And washing someone's feet in today's culture is not a common occurrence, but Jesus did it in the Bible, so I think we should do it as well. So for us to use that really as an act of service, it gives us the opportunity to, we're going to serve you in a humble way. And that just allows the barriers to immediately be broken down. So it's a special, special moment. I just really fell in love with the organization. I fell in love with who was working there. And I walked away and I was like, I really need to be a part of this organization in any way I can.
After months of interviews and discussions, the partnership between Luke and Samaritan's Feet would begin. Luke's goal, to raise $100,000.
Everything that is donated, 100% goes towards shoes, and I get to basically choose where those shoes go. And so many of my teammates had heard about Samaritan's Feet. Some volunteered in Charlotte with me, so people were involved even among the team here. And I was like, well, let's combine both worlds. Let's see what we can do to really make something happen.
And Luke would deliver, holding his own shoe distribution right here in Lynchburg, Virginia in the spring of 2023. More than 60 Liberty student athletes would show up to volunteer. And they would provide more than 200 children a new pair of shoes at R.S. Payne Elementary School.
The shoes, again, they're the avenue that we can really impact kids. And I think just the way that something like shoes or something like soccer can just break down barriers that really other things can't. And I think sometimes it's hard to just go in and start sharing the gospel. People don't really take it a certain way. But if you come from an attitude of humility and service, I think it just really opens the door again for people to give a listening ear to what you have to say.
Well, if you weren't a fan of Luke Eberle before, you probably are now. Yeah. What a guy. If you want to donate to his mission, there's some information on the screen below.
I love that he didn't just make this his thing. He got so many other Liberty athletes involved and made it really like an Liberty athletics thing and really brought them into his mission as well.
Right, and he said that once he graduates from Liberty, he wants Liberty Soccer, someone else to take on the torch to continue this mission with Samaritan's Feet. So that's really cool. Well, turning our attention to field hockey. Matt, I think it's about time we start calling this program a dynasty.
Let's do it.
For one, the Flames are number 6 in the entire nation. It was also just announced that Azul Ritziriagoshin was named the Big East Goalkeeper of the Year. Jody Connolly was selected as the Big East Defensive Player of the Year, and the LU coaching staff was voted the Big East Coaching Staff of the Year. Plus, Matt, they just won the Big East regular season title again. Liberty has earned at least a share of the regular season crown in 3 straight seasons. The Flames wrap up regular season play with an impressive 16-1 overall record, including a perfect 7-0 in Big East Conference play. Coach Nikki, how do you guys feel after such domination?
I think it was really exciting. We tell the girls all the time, I almost think it's harder to win the regular season than it is a tournament because anybody can get lucky once on a weekend, but it's really hard to get lucky in 7 games. Every single time that we step out on the field, whether it's conference or not, people want to beat us, and we know that. So I think it's just, more important than ever that we're taking care of our process, what we can control, and giving the best that we have every time we step out on the field.
All right, we step aside, but coming up, we'll hear from Liberty basketball coach Richie McKay as his Flames prepare to start the season.
Plus, Rhett McGibbon names his top athletes of the week. It's warm, it's hot, it's en fuego when Flame Central returns.
So our daughter Bella did LUOA and she absolutely loved it.
Yeah, and all our kids, it was a little bit different how they did school because when they were in school, Duck Dynasty was going on.
For Bella, it worked out for us to just kind of go all the way homeschool, which that flexibility of being able to do school online and travel with us when she wanted to travel was just a really great blessing. And that's a great thing that LUOA offers is you can kind of move at your own pace, move faster if you need to.
So yeah, that certainly matched up for her.
Flexibility was
for sure
a key. So to be able to have LUOA to like guide her and have actual real life teachers and a whole framework set up was really, really helpful. I would say doing the online academy really prepared Bella for college. It actually, it's a lot of hard work, but the teachers are so great at helping you through it, helping you kind of through that learning curve. And I definitely feel like it really prepared her for what was to come for a college career.
Get your career started on the right track. Let Liberty University help you get on the road to success.
Hey, welcome back to the show. The basketball season begins on Monday, and the Flames take the court as the co-favorite in Conference USA. With that in mind, we invited Liberty head coach Richie McKay onto the Flames Central podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage, to ask him about this year's new-look roster. How do you feel like this team is going to, how might it look differently this year without the greatest scorer that has ever come through, this program?
Yeah, look, Darius, he's a generational player. Like you just don't get many guys that have that kind of ability with that kind of humility and that much ownership in the team and its success. So we miss him. That being said, I think this team will have a little more balance, a little more versatility. I don't think we'll be as explosive offensively, but I do think it will still be hard to guard.
What personally do you prefer to coach?
I don't know if I have a preference as to the kind of structure of a given team. I love the challenge, the puzzle it is to see if you can get everybody connected on both ends of the floor and playing a style that's selfless and fun to watch, fun to play in. And I think we've done a little bit of that since we've been here.
To hear more from Richie McKay about this upcoming season, check out this week's Flame Central podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage. We release a new episode every week. Emily, Joe Yock, myself break down everything happening in Liberty Athletics. Find the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen, or you can watch it on the Liberty Flames YouTube channel.
Woohoo! Basketball is back. Well, almost. And to get you ready for the season, we started a new segment called the Players Lounge. This week, you'll get to know freshman Jalen Davis. As you'll see, you never know what kind of questions you're going to get, because when you have J.C. Schreier Jr. and Gabriel McKay as your hosts, really anything is fair game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Players Lounge. We have our new freshman, Jalen Davis. Jalen, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Jalen Davis from Richmond, Kentucky.
What number are you?
Number 12.
Go ahead, get comfortable, man. I'm saying, relax. You with us. You relax. Good. I want to start off by saying something about your fit. Can you show the camera your fit really quick? Okay. Yeah. All right.
I want y'all to know I just came from class, so I had to chill fit, something like.
He came from class, but he's also changed 3 times already.
I should have changed.
He came out in the grays. They had to go back.
The gray, the blue, the red.
What color do you think looks best on you?
Honestly, it doesn't matter what color you put on me. I'm gonna.
Wrong.
Yeah, because I don't think it's red. So if I was to guard you the first quarter, G second, me third, like we just alternated quarters guarding you for the full 48 minutes duration of a game, how many points did you score?
Be super careful. Be super careful how you answer this too.
In a whole game, right?
In a whole game.
35. Easy 35, actually. Especially on you. G might be a little harder because he's a little faster, but you sparking it.
Okay, so let's flip it. If you were to guard G for the whole game, how many points would he score?
Well,
good question.
See, with G, his shooting's a little.
Be careful.
Just answer the question.
I'll give you 15.
15?
I mean, you'll give me 15.
So.
No.
So.
No.
Bump that up.
I feel like I'm being disrespected over here.
Let's talk about Just a Shame. Why Just a Shame is your Instagram handle?
So, this was like a long time ago. I was in Florida, and I had did something like bad, or something I forgot to my parents. My cousin was just saying, like, that's just a shame. Like, he would always tell me that. So then my dad kind of made the name. He kind of made my Instagram for me, and I just kept it the whole time. So
Just a Shame.
I'm just ashamed.
So basically, from being, that's crazy. So from doing something bad, and your parents being ashamed of the bad thing you did.
Yeah, it's more like they were ashamed of the action, not me.
Okay, so they were ashamed of the action that you did, and then you just kept
and it kind of just stuck with me the whole time.
Just kept it.
What about changing your name to Just a Bucket?
No, it's cringy.
But Just a Shame is not.
Just a Shame is not really cringy. Like, you don't ever want to say you're just a bucket.
Right.
But you say you're just a bucket all the time.
On you, I am.
Okay, yeah, I think we need to cut this interview because this is getting out of hand. It's clearly getting out of hand.
Real is real.
It's not real. That's not real.
Can we ask him a couple more questions?
Absolutely.
When's the last time you got a haircut?
Wow.
All right, so look.
Can't nobody give me a bucket if they don't got a haircut.
I'll say it probably been like a good 3 weeks when I went home.
Just a shame.
It is just a shame.
That is just a shame. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Just a Jalen.
Yep.
Thanks for checking in with us on the Players Lounge. Jalen, anything you want to close us out with?
Go Flames.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Cannot wait for basketball season. All right, Rhett McGibbon's here. That means warm, hot, and fuego, top player moment in Liberty Athletics over the past week. Rhett, any themes this week?
Yeah, National Sandwich Day is coming up.
Yes.
You gotta love a good sandwich, right?
Who doesn't?
I was kind of going through the athletes, looking at where they're from around the
comparing them to
country,
sandwiches?
and not comparing them, but seeing. There's always different names for sandwiches throughout the great United States. So
this will be fun.
Aaron Bedgood is warm now. He's from Georgia. They call it the sub. They go, typical submarine sandwich. We're going to leave it at that. We got some interesting ones coming up. But Aaron Bedgood, when I look at him as a player on this Flames team, everybody's so excited about the new toys that came in, and Quentin Cooley's got a lot of, real estate in that department. But Bedgood has been tremendous for the Flames. Against WKU, 68 yards on the ground, one touchdown, 7.6 yards per carry, and then through the air, 3 receptions for 43 yards. He's just a versatile, hard worker. Love to watch him play, and especially when Vaughn Blue went down, he's really stepped into that role. And I think a lot of people were worried about, this running game, we need speed on the outside for it to work really well, and he has come in that department and really shown out. I've loved watching him play, and he just seems like a good young man, hard worker, nose to the ground, and I love it.
Key piece to this offense now. We didn't expect
100%,
that coming into the year. All right, from warm, we go to hot.
All right. The athlete is Abby Shaw.
Yeah.
She is from Colorado, and they call it a Dagwood out there.
Dagwood?
Yeah, the sandwich. I don't know where that comes from, but that's what they're calling it. But Abby Shaw this past week, ASUN Swimmer of the Week, fastest 100 backstroke in a 55.19. The 200 backstroke, it was 2 minutes, 0.98 seconds. She won that event by over 4.5 seconds.
Wow.
Like in swimming, you're so used to
She got out, ate a Dagwood before anybody else finished.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you're so used to that, that finish where they're both trying to touch the wall at the last second. Not the case there.
Wow,
You're right. She got out and started eating the Dagwood. Why not? Yeah, love it.
All right, finally in Fuego this week.
In Fuego, you have to say her name this way. Rachel Deruby. Oh, what a midfielder of the year in Conference USA for women's soccer. The sandwich, she's from New York. They call it a wedge or a hero.
Okay.
I've heard hero, but I've never heard of a wedge.
No.
Yeah, but anyways, getting to Deruby, just a tremendous season by her. 6 goals, always dangerous on the ball, creates so much offensive ability for this Flames team, and just watching her break out this season towards the end of her career was great to see. And this is a Lady Flames team that I expect to do some damage in Conference USA as the tournament approaches here rather quickly.
Absolutely. All right, can I add one in Fuego?
Yeah,
I know this is your deal here, but how about Tony Beasley, Liberty baseball alum, third base coach for the Texas Rangers, gets that World Series ring. So congrats to one of the great guys in Major League Baseball, certainly, and a friend of the show, Tony Beasley. Rhett, great job as always. We appreciate it. Still to come, Liberty football celebrates the season in their own special way. That's when Flame Central returns.
Welcome to Liberty University's online programs, where living out your calling with integrity is what you train to do. And getting ready for the future doesn't mean missing out on the now. Because a university is more than buildings and books. And an education should set you free, not fence you in. Welcome to Liberty's global campus, where distance learning was pioneered and evolved into one of the top-ranked schools in the nation. Where protecting your budget, your time, and your education isn't just a theory, it's our priority. Here, degrees in your field reflect industry demands and help you get ahead of the competition. Where college comes to you, but you can come to college too. Game day, homecoming, graduation day. Your school, your values, your experience, your choice. Welcome to Liberty University, where we train champions for Christ.
Challenges, they're nothing new. At Liberty, we know they make you stronger, force you to learn, adapt, to overcome. When your next challenge comes, be ready. Meet it with a degree that propels you forward. We've helped champions like you succeed for 35 years and counting. And now, over 100,000 students are getting stronger every day. At Liberty University, challenges make champions. Let's overcome together.
Hey, welcome back to the show. We here at Flame Central love a good workout, obviously.
Yeah, the mountain is that way. Yeah, but we've never done anything like the kind of workout Liberty football did this past week. Welcome to the Halloween lift. The Flames were decked out in costumes of all kinds, but that wouldn't stop them from putting in some work.
Look at that. Oh, there's your boy, Xavier Gatlin.
Oh, boy.
Looking good. You got the cow suit doing squats. They went all out for this. I don't know how much work they got done, but they had a lot of fun.
That's all that matters.
That's right. Well, hey, as always, for any stories you might have missed, check out libertyflamecentral.com.
And be sure to download and subscribe to the Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage.
That's right. Well, as we leave, we do want to mention one final bit of sad news. Former Liberty head football coach Morgan Hout passed away this past week. Hout was the head coach of the Flames from 1984 to 1988. During that time, he would lead the Flames program from Division II to Division I. He coached 11 players that would go on to play in the NFL, and he would be inducted into the Liberty Hall of Fame in 2020. We remember Morgan Hout, who passed away at the age of 76.